What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Yokers Podcast, episode 221. We are back with a great and very disappointing UFC pay-per-view to talk about from this weekend. Saturday morning, we had UFC 321 from Abu Dhabi taking place, headline with a double headliner, two title fights at the top of the bill.
Yep.
Tommy Aspinall looking to finally start his true reign as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, taking on former interim champion, two-time title challenger Ciryl Gane. A mess of things.
What
happened.
A mess.
Yep. We had Mackenzie Dern versus Virna in the co-main event for the vacant strawweight title after Zhang Weili vacated. That ended up being a lot of fun. Probably a lot better fight than a lot of people anticipated. One of those things why I just don't automatically talk shit about certain fights, you know?
No, yeah.
Dean Thomas, you know what I mean? But hey, we'll get into all the things, all of the fun.
I know what you're saying, but I also kind of understand what he was saying with it in like meaningfulness, but like in terms of like actual like entertainment, yes, but like I wouldn't say it was the most meaningless title fight, because we've had a couple where it's just like, I'm sorry, but for me it's John Jones Stipe. That was the most meaningless title fight in my opinion, but
it's a very good one.
Yeah, because it was like when I saw that, like I would say to Kate, and it was like I thought of like 5 different ones to bring up, like right off the top of my head. And it was like, because the first one I thought of, it's like pretty sure Nico Montano fought Roxanne Modafferi for the very first ever female flyweight title fight ever.
Yeah,
pretty sure that was the fight.
That's up there. You know what? No, exactly. I get what you're saying. Like I was like, this isn't like the. I was like, all I was saying was, I understand the idea of it not being the most meaningful.
Yeah, but like to just I don't know. But either way, UFC guy, you should just be talking shit about fucking UFC fights going on.
No, yeah, exactly.
But either way, but we'll get into all the good stuff from this card and the bad. But before that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop a comment. Let us know all of your thoughts on the card and everything that happened. So let's get into it. Main event time. Tommy Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Oh, man. So many things about this fight. So many things. The first thing is we loved this fight as the first fight for Tom Aspinall because even though we like talked about it wasn't going to be the most tight, Ciryl Gane basically losing the fight against Volkov in his last one coming into this. It's just like, okay, not very great spot for either of them coming in to make this. But we at least wouldn't say knew, because it's like we also knew that it could just end very quickly, whatever. But we had the feeling that Ciryl Gane was going to be the one guy in the heavyweight division so far that Tom has, like, you know, to fight to actually get some questions answered about Tom Aspinall's skill, just what he's able to do against a certain level of competition. And you know what I mean? And we got so many things answered.
In only 4.5 minutes.
Yeah. 4.5 minutes in, motherfucking Ciryl Gane just took his hand, put it right on the face of Tom Aspinall, and just dug his fingers right into his eyeballs. It's one of those things where it's like people just talking shit, whatever. I said it while we were watching the fight, and me and Kate were fucking exhausted. Like we had
like 3 hours of sleep type shit.
Yeah,
delusionally tired.
And it's like as we're watching it live, and never so clearly in my life did the camera angle and everything have it so set up to see Ciryl Gane's hand just go directly forward right onto Tom's face. You saw it like perfectly go in, like, and touch his eyes. The reaction from Tom, and you know, like front, like in his eyes, and then to go like hold it because of the clear effect. Like that was the most plain, clear example of an eye poke that it's like, and it hit him with both of them, got him in both his eyes. Couldn't continue, couldn't see. 4 minutes, 35 seconds into the fight. What are your guys' feelings about everything?
I feel like first and foremost, everybody that like talk shit about it needs to understand that you like Tom is finally, after being put on ice for so long, finally able to defend his belt. There is zero reason to go out there and proceed to fight in a championship bout defending your title if you're compromised. Anybody talking about he quit, anyone talking about, oh, it's not that bad, I've seen worse, blah, 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 blah. Things affect people, whatever it may be. And we've seen a lot of people that, yeah, maybe it was worse and they continued fighting. And how many times afterwards they say that they lost the fight because of the eye poke? Too many times.
Yep.
There is zero reason in the world to give up your belt like that.
Yep.
If you can't see, if it's affecting you in any way, yeah, it sucks. It sucks as a fan to watch. But you know what would suck fucking more? You finally get to defend your belt and you lose it because you wanted to please the crowd, please your fans, and now you couldn't see and you're fucking up and you lost your belt because of it. That fucking sucks. So everyone needs to like none of that. Like,
and like just going based off that, like every like when saying all this shit about like it's like one, you've never been in that type of situation, so like it's very hard for you to say like, oh, he's trying to find a way out. One, no, the fuck he's not. But two, Michael fucking Bisping disagrees with you. He has said that like, yeah, he did the right thing, and people are like, oh well, if people are might point to me and say like, oh well, you fought with one eye. Yeah, it was a secret because I shouldn't have been fighting. Like he literally
also, it was a double eye poke and he had adjusted himself to that. Not that it wasn't hard, not that it made it like, oh, he was used to it and it was easier, but it's like at the very least he got to adjust to it a little bit. Like
and not only that, but like the thing is with Bisping is just like the thing is like if anyone understands the effect of like eye damage and things like that, this is the guy who's going to know about it, and he's like saying, no, you guys are wrong. He should have continued fighting.
100%. But outside of the eye poke, okay. It's like this is kind of what I thought might happen on the feet, where we were talking about Ciryl just moving too much. Tom was able to successfully land 14 shots to the head, which is like, you know, good amount in like the 4.5 minutes. But watching it live, none of them looked like they were super clean. Like if he landed a big shot, Ciryl was either moving back with it, moving with it, whatever it may be. Maybe some of them were clean, but overall, it wasn't your normal heavyweights where they're meeting each other in the middle. They're fucking walking in at each other, and it's like, well, whoever lands the first shot wins, you know, which is a lot of what Tom's been in. Or if he just blasted them to the ground, whatever. But yeah, it just kind of showed on the striking, like Ciryl is much better. He is finally fighting somebody that is as fast as him, that can just put that jab out, circle back, whatever it may
Ciryl
be.
Was faster than him on the feet too.
Yeah, just like because you know Tom's used to being the fast one. It's like no, he's finally fighting the fast guy, and it just really was like, okay, Tom might not be able to hang here. He only went for the one takedown that just didn't land. You know, I feel like Tom would have lost that fight though. Obviously, it's just speculation, but especially with the way that Ciryl was easy money on the jab and Tom was busted up in the nose so early, I feel like that would have affected his cardio so easily. Not like I feel like, because that's obviously something that happens to people all the time, but especially a heavyweight that has not gone past the second round ever. And now you're with a guy that is easily able to go 5. It's like that could have really caused problems in the later round. Like, I don't know if Tom was hanging with him.
No, yeah, I get that.
No, yeah,
unless he was able to come out and get him down. Like
no, yeah, and I also understand that it's just one of those things. Like it's speculation because we also don't know. Like we've never had to see Tom Aspinall make mid-fight adjustments, things of that nature. There were a couple times where they were both like right up in each other in the pocket, like where he potentially like they were in like clinching range to where if he goes in, grabs a body lock, is able to trip him out, things like that. We don't know if that would have happened in the next couple of rounds, things like that. So it's just one of those things where it is going to end up being very interesting to see what the rematch is going to be, because they're both going to be coming in with, I think Ciryl Gane probably comes in with a very I think Ciryl Gane comes in with a very similar game plan, because like what does he need to change, like in all reality? And with Tom it's going to be okay, like he needs to work on his head movement. That's the biggest thing. He does not have a lot of head movement. That needs to change.
I mean, that was something we even noticed with the Sergey one, and even watching that head movement, the way he put his head back, and it looked like it was like 6 inches past his heels. It was like, holy shit, bro, you can't do that. Like,
he's got the classic just like tall guy defense where it's like I'm just real up in the air, and it's like take the lean, whatever. That's been like just for as as little as we've like have
Mhm.
of tape, that has been the one consistent thing
Yeah.
about how he has punched in everything his entire career. Like,
Oh yeah.
Because I did mention it to Jimmy earlier, which, you know, didn't get to say yet, but it's like, because yeah, it's like, with that being said, it is still just speculation because he still was landing some good shots. So maybe, like, with your point, we haven't gotten to seen any mid-fight adjustments, and unfortunately we still didn't.
Yeah.
So while Jimmy said that, like, we got a lot of questions answered, we did in certain aspects, but there's still those few unanswered ones, such as something like that, because it's like he was clearly losing that round. What could he do differently in the next rounds? And then can he find that clean shot if he has that ability to make those adjustments in the middle of the fight? You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so, like, you know, just getting like robbed on that aspect of certain things. But from what I've seen and just in speculation, it just seemed like Cyril was about to grab that belt, bro.
No, yeah, because
No.
it's like,
No.
it's like, because with the mid-fight adjustments, it just one thing of thinking about it, where from what I can remember, it's like with Tom Aspinall, like the takedowns that like he's gotten in like gone for in the UFC, pretty sure it's just like all like blast double reallys. Like that's just kind of what he does to his opponents. And because I know like the one like real, because I could have sworn that there was like 2 takedown attempts where it's like I think it might have been like off a kick or something, but like he had Cyril's leg and it was just like easy like pull out. I don't think that was like, you know, really like attempt like it counted as anything. But it was the one where it's like actually going for the legs, looking like to just, okay, run through. And Cyril just very easy frames got out. You know what I mean? Like it was just not a move, like not a problem at all. But like one thing that like should just go back and look to just see if there are any fights where it's like he did have any different actual takedowns that he did go for. Because that, you know, it's something where it's like, okay, we still, even if every one of his takedown attempts have just been a blast double, it's like that's all he's ever needed in work. So it's like, to your point, we've never had to see a mid-fight adjustment from him, so we don't actually know. The only mid-fight adjustment that like we have was it with the Andrei Arlovsky fight, and that very much felt like early Tom getting used to on the feet, trying to strike with an older veteran heavyweight. So first round is striking with him, doesn't really look that great. Second round, blast double takes him down into the sub. You know what I mean? So that's where it's like I feel like, you know, like, yeah, it, like you said, it just overall just still like speculation, no one knows, but it's like if he doesn't have a mix up in takedowns, like attempts and like the different kind of takedowns, I don't think that like a rematch, like if like I don't know how different like, you know, his actual chances are gonna be, and like just with how the fight's playing out and everything, it's like I feel like we got a good like to just see how you were saying Cyril Gane was just jabbing him up so easy, staying on the back foot. I even like, yeah, though Tom was landing, nothing was good. Like Cyril was like is easily going to be able to win the rounds like that if he doesn't have a mix up in how he could take him down, or just being able to like, okay, I'm more used to like the speed timing or whatever, and can just land that strike, bro. I really do feel like Cyril Gane just takes this rematch, and like it just, yeah, I feel like this is exactly why we, you know, wanted to see the fight. And I'm just even more confident of like Cyril could possibly be the only person in this division that has a chance to beat Tom Aspinall in like any point because of his style.
For sure. I am just interested in this rematch though, because while it only lasted, you know, the 4.5 minutes, I wonder if it's going to be one of those things where Cyril left that with confidence. And Tom might have left that a little shaky, especially if he gets online and he's seeing people say he would have lost that fight. He was losing that fight. He wasn't doing great, blah, blah, blah. He got to be in there. He got to feel his range. They got to see exactly how he fights. I wonder if he's going to be able to make adjustments heading into the second one of like, okay, I can't just go out there and be in front of his face. I have to be able to cut angles. I have to just, you know what I mean? I have to be ready for a jab. I have to work on my head movement, whatever it may be. I wonder if he's going to be the one that takes a lot more from this almost 5 minutes than Cyril does, and can potentially apply it to a better fight, you know?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I definitely think he should be the one who is able to take. But he definitely should be able to take more from this fight than Cyril Gane.
Yes.
Because of like the way, yeah, no. Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things where it's like, it's because it's much easier to take things from a loss than it is from a win. Because if everything you're doing is working right, like what adjustments do you make? You know what I mean? It's one of those things where with Cyril where it's going to be like, what does he actually adjust in what he did?
No, I feel you, but because the one that always like comes to mind, and it's kind of off topic, so I apologize, won't go too deep, but was Volk and Islam. Even though it was short notice coming out of that fight, whenever the rematch was going to happen and just talking about it, I remember saying it to Jimmy that Volk feels like he won that fight and that he basically has to do the same thing a little bit more, as to where Islam's like, I won, but I need to make it more just like concise of like, no, I won this fight. And again, I know Volk took it short notice, but it just felt like Islam took that of like, I found his reads, I found his whatever, and I need to get it done because, and just even prior to it happening, it was just like one of those examples of like, Islam took more from that win than Volk did his loss because, and so it's like, even though there was no win-loss here, it's just, I think that Tom's going to end up taking more away.
No, yeah, exactly. And even then with that Islam one, like Islam was very like, upfront with like what the game plan was, because he was like, this was basically the same game plan we had for Charles Oliveira. Like we had it just kind of works out to where this actually is going to work because Volk, even though it's not a similar style, has a similar way of the way he blocks and the way he does certain movements. It's very similar, so it was just able to end up working out that way. So one of those things, like I guarantee you now, if they had gone into it rematch and it was a full camp, probably ends very similar, but like that's just what it is.
Yeah. And just like another thing to like just take into account too, because it's like, I know like Ciryl Gane, he obviously had like a decent like layoff, coming into this 10 months since his last fight, but it was also, I think, was it 14 months?
Something like that,
in between the like his two fights before that.
Yeah, September of 23 into December of 24.
Yeah. It's like Tom Aspinall was coming off a 15-month layoff after fighting Curtis Blaydes in July of 24.
Yep.
And just like another thing to think about, 15 months since Tom Aspinall's last fight, 10 months since Cyril's. In that one fight Ciryl Gane had 10 months ago, he fought more octagon time than Tom's entire UFC career up to this point.
Yep.
Like, it's one of those things, like 15 months off, and now you're coming back to fight the best fighter easily you have ever fought. Like, that's a pretty fucking rough spot to be in. So it's like, we're just saying that, like, Tom has the potential to, like, grow more and stuff. It's like, Tom has already talked about that he basically wants to be heavyweight Merab and make this division active. I have no, like, doubt that it's like, okay, depending on actual injury of eye or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, maybe if it's, like, a month that he just takes off to, like, make sure his eyes are completely good before getting back to training or whatever, we could easily see this fight again
February?
by February, March or something like that, the latest, that it's like going into that rematch, just like having the 4.5 minutes of time, which is like the combined of probably his last 4 or 5 fights together. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's like, I'm sure he's going to be feeling way more confident, because I just like one little thought that like I even had with it, where it's like, of just how you brought up of like, it was the first punch that busted up his nose and just instantly leaking. That's such a quick thing to like throw you off mentally, whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like, with just having that, he's faced like basically no fucking adversity in any of his fights at all. So it's like, boom, you're a couple seconds into your first title defense, you have this happen, and now it's like, oh fuck, like there were moments where it's like Ciryl would just kind of start getting to his bounce, and moving or whatever, and then you just kind of see Tom also start bouncing, and I'm just like, right away, it's just like, bro, you can't fall into his rhythm. Like, it was so early of like, that it just felt like Ciryl was setting the pace, Tom was falling right into it, and it was just like, I very much think that it's like, go into a rematch few months from now, Tom feeling better, a new camp, whatever, not having so much time in between. Don't think he's going to let him set that rhythm as easily. Nose doesn't get as busted. It's just like, I very much feel like that Tom can do a lot better, but it's like, yeah, I'm just real interested to see how that rematch goes and just what the start of that fight actually looks like, because that first minute I feel like is really going to tell all of how it's going to, like, okay, is it going to be like potentially different than how that first fight was looking like it was going to play out? Or is it just same shit and Ciryl could just be the kryptonite to Tom,
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly. And like, no fighter goes in there 100%, so we don't know if there's any small nagging injuries, whatever. Just like we've seen the rematches where, it's gone very similar. Like, DC versus Stipe, one versus DC versus Stipe 2. But then you also
Yeah.
have 3 matches where it's Ankalaev Pereira 1 versus Ankalaev Pereira 2. Like, there are.
And that's why. I'm sorry, go.
So there are very different ways that this could go. This could just end up being Pereira 2, where he just like, okay, I just can't let him set the pace, goes out there, takes center of the octagon, and then just push him up against Cage, counter strikes one of his shots, and he's knocked out on the ground. Like,
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, it's definitely sucks that we didn't get a real conclusion to the fight, but it was still nice to get time out of Tom Aspinall. And it's just like,
does it not put more hype for this like the rematch though?
Yes, it actually like like even because I was just gonna say that it's like it is really funny that we're now setting up a 4th undisputed title shot for Ciryl Gane after going 0-2 1 no contest.
And this is probably the most exciting one.
No,
well,
no, the Francis Ciryl one was hyped.
That because they were rival
no, that's true because he was after our inner room too, so
that one had everything going into it. But it's like it is way more hyped going into this one than what this fight was.
Than his last 2, definitely.
100. Oh yeah, the fuck that was, yeah, 100%. Easy number 2 on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely excited to see. Hopefully we get it really quickly, bro. It would just be like, bro, that just let the UFC absolutely explode the first fucking Paramount fight card. Have fucking Tom Ciryl 2. Have Ilia Topuria, Paddy Pimblett on the card. Just fucking make it crazy. You know what I mean? Blow it out.
I was about to say
that'd be awesome.
It's gonna be Volk Lerone, not Ilia Paddy.
Nah, Lerone ain't getting the title fight.
All right.
Lerone apparently watching fight tape, and one of the fights that he was watching had Diego Lopez in it. That's apparently potentially a fight that's happening, and if that's the case, I'm like, who's fighting Volk? Are they actually gonna give Mozart a title fight?
Nah.
No, not to open up the fucking start of the year either. Hell no. Nah.
Yeah, we'll see, bro. Just it's so off topic, but like, brother, if the UFC decided to do this, I ain't got no problems with it at all. If they are gonna sit Volk out for a hot little second
for Merab versus Volk,
to see how Merab Piotr plays out. And if Merab just cooks and is like, bro, give me Volk in like 2 months or something like that, while I wait for my division to fucking produce someone meaningful to fight me.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all I'm saying. Put it out there. You know what I mean?
But yeah, so much fun.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Hopefully we get the main event rematch very soon. On to the co-main event, though, where we did get a nice full fight going all 5 rounds. Mackenzie Dern taking on Virna Jandiroba in the rematch.
I thought somebody was going to be able to get the finish in this fight, but they definitely went for it the whole fucking time.
They went for it.
They scrapped it out and they beat the shit out of each other. Very fun.
It was kind of like...
I
was just going to say, it was kind of like what I expected. Like, I thought both of them were just going to be too good on the ground to really catch each other in anything, because, like, Virna's top pressure was just really good, but, like, Mackenzie Dern coming off bottom with like those strikes and all that, like she was just able to stay safe in all those positions, so it wasn't really even gonna. Virna wasn't able to move into positions to where she could try to get something.
So it's like, but like off of that though, I was very surprised with how the grappling actually played out through, like, because I feel like toward like the 4 and 5, I'm like my brain just kind of start like just losing it as much, but it's like, bro, it was like, I feel like the first 3 rounds consistent. Every single time Virna grabbed a takedown, super easy. No, like surprise there. Mackenzie's not going to have a problem.
She halfway gives them up.
Exactly. It's just like, okay, I'm falling in. You're falling into my guard. Like, fine. But like, it was almost like Virna never expected to land in her guard off of any of those takedowns. And then as soon as she did, was just like, I'm out. Like, I'm not playing the guard game. You know what I mean? It's just like, I was just so surprised that it's just like, oh, go for a takedown. Oh, I'm in your guard. Nope. Okay, I'm going to bail out. 40 seconds later, go for a takedown. Open your guard. Nope, I'm good. It was just like, what was I was so surprised at the thought process. Like, what was the point of that? You know, like I just like there was no like different like you didn't try to like get a different position out of the takedown to like land inside control or something. There was zero attempts to try and even pass or do anything. No real like ground and pound. Like she would try and stand up and punch a little, but like it was just like why even fuck around if you had no intentions of fucking around? You know what I mean? It just like it's very surprising.
I really feel like she just I don't know how to explain it. It's like, but it just seems like she wasn't ready for it. Like she has her takedowns, and I don't know if she just didn't expect Mackenzie to basically pull guard every time, because she only landed 2 takedowns per round, except for round 4 where she got 1. But it's like she went 9 for 17 on takedowns. So it's not like she was getting all of them, but it's like, yeah, when she did, it's like, were you really expecting Mackenzie Dern to not put you in her guard right away? Did you not work on passing guard at all to like try to get out of this? And then like to your point with the striking, where it's like she's not landing much ground and pound, I feel like she like, I don't know if it was like a matter of respecting Mackenzie's ground game, like in the sense of her jujitsu, so she didn't want to give anything up, or if it was because Mackenzie was just on the ground fucking kicking her and punching her and elbowing her, and she was just like, how do I find my way in, you know? Like I just wonder if it was the scrappiness and the like consistent will to keep going no matter the position that had her like and just thinking too much. I don't know.
Really I think it's kind of a combination of all the things you just said, but also like with Virna, it's like what you were just saying with Aspinall, where he only has a blast, where so far all we've really seen is a blast double out of him and things like that. That's all she was doing, was going for double legs. Like, if you don't want to be in her guard, try something else. Grab the body lock for like a double leg, push her up against the fence, try and take her back from there, drag her down, and then see what happens.
Yeah.
But like that's kind of the thing with Mackenzie Dern, is also when she does get a lot of times when someone's going for a double, she is just gonna kind of like let it happen and essentially pull guard. So it's like I understand that that's also very hard to then just get out of the guard in that situation. One thing that also, if she wanted, when she was taking her down, because Mackenzie Dern's legs would always be under Virna. The one thing that a lot of fighters need to start doing, like that she wasn't doing, is she needs to be using her legs and grapevining the legs, like, and putting those, you know what I mean, to then get into the better positions and things. Like, she just wasn't able to do.
Bruh, honestly, when I see people like not doing that, I just assume they can't. Like on some like pat your head and rub your belly type shit, like where they just cannot focus on 2 things at once, and they just struggle to like successfully move through positions while using like their top and focusing on arms and head, while also like, okay, I gotta manage the legs. Like I feel like a lot of people actually do struggle with that, you know?
No, for sure. Like it is definitely a hard thing. And I mean, because it's like with the grapevine like specifically, that's if she wanted to, if it was like, okay, trying to pass, and it's like, okay, let me like lock down the leg, so now I can like get like position with my arms or whatever, you know what I mean, to get something and then work. It's like, you know, that like that could be the process, but it's like grabbing the like grapevines itself, that just like locks you into guard with them, you know what I mean? So it's just like, well, I can definitely get like not trying to like go for that for trying to pass, but
maybe I'm using the wrong terminology with it, but like what I'm talking about is like when Khabib would be controlling the legs, basically like get like a triangle onto the legs. Doing that in those positions, like because them, like, I know, I get it, but I just say it that way because they're still like under you, like they're still.
I got you.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. Is just control the legs that way, gain that basically triangle lock on there. Then you're able to use your hand, because the biggest thing that she was having trouble with wasn't even really like guard. It was more like butterfly guard, where her legs were under Virna, and she was using them to push off, kick, things of that nature. Like that was the issue.
I think it was the 4th round, had like a cheeky little up kick that fucking caught her a little bit. But
because she was having them right there, and then that sets up possibilities for triangles, for arm bars. So she doesn't want to like play that game. So it's just one of those things where it's like, if she was able to do that, it potentially would have been a different fight. But like Katie said, it might be one of those things where it's just like, you know, rub your song, tie your head type thing, where she just isn't able to do both at the same time.
Yeah. And because don't like think we even actually said it, but Mackenzie Dern did get the decision over 5 rounds, unanimous, wins the title. That was just seeing her like just with the emotion afterward. It was just like, that's such an awesome moment for her, and it's just one of those things where it's just like, a lot of people are, you know, it's just like, oh yeah, only got it because like Zhang Weili vacated type shit, whatever. But it's just like, man, fuck everybody. Ain't
Mhm.
nobody can take that moment away. Take the
Yeah.
crowning of an undisputed strawweight champion, and the fact that she is in the books as that. All the feeling, all the hard work, and the dedication. It's like good on fucking her. And it's like I'm sorry, because it's like I've really just like wanted Virna to like just win in everything for us because of like just how like just like underrated she's been and just overlooked and everything. But it was like I forget if it was like just on the broadcast or whatever at some point, but it was just like Mackenzie talking about how like just at the like just living a great life at the top of the world in jiu-jitsu, just doing her goddamn thing. And then it was just like to just basically put all of that aside to just go to a different sport where it's just like you're now a white belt and you're getting punched in the face and shit is hard and it hurts and it fucking sucks, and to just all the fucking criticisms and everything to just grind through it and to fucking end up as a UFC champion. It was just like good for her, man. I really did just feel happy for her.
No, because it was like it was the same thing where like it would have been awesome for Virna because of her being underrated. But like for me, even with Mackenzie winning and prior to her, like even listening to her say that, because it's all obviously very true. But for me, it was like she's had like a pretty up career, but like the back and forth with like, taking 5 losses, but it's like she's fun, she's exciting, she's always willing to go for it. And like, she's a popular fighter, but like she doesn't get respect as a fighter. People like her because she's hot. That's it. She gets talked about because she has a fat ass or like she whatever the weigh-ins or whatever, but it's like she's a fighter. She goes out there, she puts her fucking self on the line where she's just like, no, like punch for punch, we're scrapping, we're grappling, we're fighting. And she just never gets the respect of being the fun fighter, being a good fighter. And it's just like, so I am happy for her because no one can take this away from her. So it's like, like to finally just after like all the things in her career, all the lack of respect she's truly gotten as just a fucking human being. It's like, good for you, man. I am so happy for you. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely agree with that, because then with Virna, the reason that she is so like unpopular is, one, she does kind of have boring fights, but two, it's because she is not conventionally attractive.
Exactly.
So like she gets like she has the opposite problem of Mackenzie Dern, where she does get respect because her style may not be the most fan friendly and she isn't conventionally attractive. So it's kind of like
people don't want to fuck her, so they don't like her.
Exactly,
and like Mackenzie, so they like her. But at the end of the day, that's where people like, especially like certain people just don't understand that it's like that does not equate respect. She is a fighter. She is out here doing the same thing of just fighting, and all you care about is that you want to fuck her. That's not respecting her and what she's doing with her career.
No, exactly.
What the fuck?
And then because even just listening, I was just like, oh yeah, like pretty fighter, and just like even just maybe think of just like, and because even with just like the like even with guys and stuff, where it's just like, oh, like you're a good looking fighter, so like you're probably like not tough, like you don't actually have that fighter in you, and it's like. That is one thing that it's like we so consistently bring up with Mackenzie Dern, that it's like even if her skills like aren't 100% there, and it's like a big like with even talking about in the preview of like you bringing up why you're going with Mackenzie, and of just like how it just like even though she's not the best, it's like she goes for it and she fucking puts it out there, and that it's probably just going to be too much for Virna as like the more boring, like technical fighter, and it's just like Mackenzie has that fucking dog in her.
Exactly. Like, skill for skill set. Virna wins, but she don't got that dog.
Yeah, like, like just look at the fucking way like that she fucking fought Andrade, bro. Like the way that it's like she is just running after her and getting cracked with bombs and sat down. Jessica set the record for the most knockdowns in a women's fight in UFC history in that one.
And with 4, and I'm pretty sure they didn't credit some of them.
And it was just nonstop deterred going forward. And it's like with this fight, and like that's the reason why she won, of like you were saying, of just doing too much, that it's like Virna wasn't willing to go into the fire that Mackenzie was. And it's like from the start of it on the feet, every single time they were going into exchanges, you were like, you could tell they were trying to put the fucking bombs on each other to hurt each other and get each other out of there. They are both tough, and it's like they're not the greatest strikers, so obviously of like the things where it's like, okay, like they're obviously both not stupid either, so it's like, okay, move out of the way and stuff, so it's like they're missing on some big shots like very clearly here and there, but it's like they were fucking going after it from the start. And it's like
we got 2 title fights and only one of them was good, and it was this one. Like
like, and it's like even if the fucking main event didn't end in a no contest and it went all sides, like probably wouldn't have been as exciting over 5 rounds as this one ended up. You know what I mean? So it's like all respect to both of them. It was a fucking damn good fight, and It
Yeah.
sucks for Virna, just on a nice solid streak heading into this one, but styles make fights, and Mackenzie Dern has got the style and the skills that is just too good for Virna.
And now she wants Tatiana next.
I mean, we figured that.
No, listen.
We figured because
You want to know why I like that, and I'm not mad about it, because I know people like. I know it died down, especially with like the loss to Zhang. But the way they talked about her as the female Habib and blah blah blah, I don't care, bro. I'm excited because it's like, one, Tatiana's striking is not great. So on the feet, and I don't think it's going to be much on the feet, because Tatiana's just going to be takedowns. But on the feet, I think it's going to be the same thing, where it's like Mackenzie's just got that dog, and she's just going to be walking Tatiana down with stupid big strikes for no reason. But with that being said, I feel like Tatiana's going to be like, well, takedowns. But that's where it's like Mackenzie's jujitsu, bro. Is she just going to, in guard, she's going to be going for things. She's going to be trying to roll with her, whatever it may be. And it's like, at that point, that's fun. Because who has Tatiana fought that has any type of ground game that could be fun with her? Unless Tatiana's top pressure is that good and she could be the first person to sub Mackenzie. It's like, I don't know. That's fun. That's interesting. I don't think she does, obviously.
No, she could.
Or gets the ground and pound or whatever it may be. It's like, I'm definitely excited for that fight, because it could be a run over, but I feel like Mackenzie just, I believe in Mackenzie. I really do.
I get it. Because it's like, with the ground and pound, especially, like, that's where I feel like it can become a problem with, like, the top pressure. But it's like, but I mean, like, with just you bringing up, it's just like, damn, bro. Like, obviously, like, not as, like, exciting or, like, as hyper in the same way. But, like, in a way, this is kind of the female version of Tony Habib. You know what I mean? Like, with the saying of like Tatiana.
No, you're not wrong.
But honestly,
like, she's had that comparison throughout her career, and it's like Mackenzie. It's like the fucking jujitsu ace. Obviously, everyone talked about Tony's jujitsu in that matchup, and then it's just like she goes for it with the striking. Obviously, not the same kind of striking as Tony, but it's like a dog in there, tough as hell, just like Tony.
Because it's like can we go through Tatiana's record real quick and actually try to think of any like. Amanda Cooper, who is 1-1. Viviana Pereira, Alexa Grasso, Carla Esparza, Nina Nunez, Montana De La Rosa, Jessica Andrade, loses to Zhang Weili, and then Amanda Lemos. What name in there has any type of jiu-jitsu like Mackenzie does? Who?
Yeah, none of them do. Like
none of them compare.
Which I mean, which to be fair, like just like if we just look at the strawweight division just as a whole, though, like what Jillian Robertson, like that's it.
Yeah,
who I would compare, like, so it's just one of those things where this division,
disrespect to fucking Mackenzie to compare their jujitsu. You know,
it is, but it's one of those things where it's like that's the closest one that I have, and it's like, god damn, that's like a couple tiers away from each other. If you actually just do like people's jujitsu as a whole, they're in two different stratospheres. It's just one of those things.
It's like at 155 comparing Charles to Patty. You know what I mean? Like,
but so it's like if that fight is what gets booked next, because I mean it makes sense,
Tatiana is ranked number 1.
Yeah, it's like I'm down for it. I think that's a fun fight.
Yeah,
probably will be one of the most exciting fucking women's title fights in a while for me. Like,
but like also like with Tatiana, like it's one a smart call out because people know who that is, all that blah blah blah. She's coming off a win. Yan Xiaonan, if I remember right, is coming off a loss. Lemos is coming off a loss. Loopy does not need to be in there right now. Lucindo's fighting.
Yan is one of Mackenzie's more recent losses too, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Or am I misremembering that?
I think it's her most recent.
No, she lost. No, she lost to Yan in 22. Then she beats Angie, loses to Andrade and Lemos. Lemos is her most recent loss.
Okay. Well, Lemos just lost to Tatiana.
Yeah.
So when have Yan and Lemos fought?
Yan Xiaonan Lemos? I think so. No.
From what I'm saying, no. Book them next. Have Tatiana versus Mackenzie Dern. Lemos Yan as number 1 contenders fight. There you go.
Yeah, that's on it. That is honestly the best way to go about it because
it's
at least one of those things where it's not going to be the most exciting or whatever, but like whoever wins that, it's like they have a win over Mackenzie. You know what I mean? So like that's at least something of like like we have this champion who has had like these ups and downs and has showed faults, and this is a person that gave her trouble in her career. So now as like the champion, can they actually do it again? So
I just realized on Tuesday, Lupe Godinez is going to be a top 5 fighter in the strawweight division.
Because they'll finally remove Zhang.
Yeah, then Dern will be 5.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Well, should be, unless they decide to drop Whaley down to 1 again, like they did.
They probably will do that.
It'd be hilarious
And
if they
then-
drop her down to 1, but keep Vierna and Tatiana at 1 as well. Just have a 3-way tie at 1. Fuck it. You might as well.
Now they'll take Virna out of
I
one now
know.
that she just lost the belt, but
I know,
it'll
but that'd
probably
be-
still be a number like a
Tie.
yeah.
That'd
Yep.
be hilarious. Somehow Yan Xiaonan just ends up 4 because they put Vierna at 3.
Probably.
It's just like, what the fuck I do?
But yeah, so good co-main event. Happy for Mackenzie. We'll see what
Yep.
happens, but yeah, that's definitely a good way to play out the next couple fights. Featured bout, pretty good fight between Umar Nurmagomedov and Mario
Mhm.
Bautista. Umar gets it done, unanimous decision. It was one of those things where it's like clearly won the fight. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
clearly did enough in the rounds to get it done, but Mario did very well for himself in
Yeah.
that fight, and a lot of the grappling exchanges, scored himself a knockdown in that fight.
Dog, that toe hold.
Yeah, bro,
That-
that was. I really thought that Umar was going to be showing something fucked up after that toe hold
Yeah.
in the first round. It was so surprising that he just played it, walked it off like it was nothing, and just was all good. But yeah, solid scrap. Umar gets it done. How do you guys feel about it? What are your guys' thoughts coming out of that one?
Yeah, I mean, Umar did very good. I do want to like give Mario his credit. Like, if we're talking about the fight as a whole, like he had the 2 biggest moments with that sub attempt and that knockdown. But Umar obviously was able to just do everything he needed to do, take him down, ground a pound, just do what he had to do to win. And yeah, still don't think he's ready for a rematch with Merab, but they're more than likely going to be doing that anyway. So one of those things.
That'd be
But
god awful.
I definitely want to see him fight someone else before that.
Bruh, it's my thoughts coming out of this was basically just fuck.
Hmm.
Because exactly, while they obviously shouldn't go to Umar after Piotr, Merab wants to be active. He wants to keep up fighting like this. So if he wants to be back by, let's say, yeah, like March or April or something, who? He beat Sean
Yeah.
twice, and Sean obviously hasn't even fought since losing to him the second time.
Yep.
Yep.
Then it's Umar. He's about to fight Piotr, so we're assuming right now that he wins, and
He will
Piotr's
beat
not going to be in the picture.
Piotr
He just
twice.
beat Corey, and then we're at Song.
Who's who?
2-fight win streak?
His last fight. Oh,
Yeah,
his
it was-
last fight was Cejudo. He lost to Piotr right before that, but beat Chris
Okay.
Gutierrez before that. He had the
Okay,
awkward
so
Cejudo win because of the eye poke. Because it went to a technical decision.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You do you give Song somebody behind him that he could easily win, and then he's your guy.
oh, okay. Because it's like not the no care for Mario at all in the sense of like what happens or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just would have been awesome to have another person in there for Merab where it's
Yeah.
at least a new fight. So he's not fighting Sean twice, fighting Piotr twice, fighting Umar twice.
Yeah. And that would have been what Mario coming off a win over Umar, biggest win of his
Yeah.
career, and
Yeah.
that would have been like an 8-9 fight win streak or some shit like that.
some
like
shit
that.
like
Yeah.
that.
That would have been good. But now here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Peyton fighting Cejudo.
Oh my god.
Maybe-
Don't even talk.
Maybe
Yeah.
they'll get maybe they'll get David Martinez a big fight. Like maybe they'll give him Song, and then off of that type of win. But it's like literally
Bro,
everybody that's tried
I don't
breaking
mind
into
that.
the top 5 has not made it.
I do not.
that. Song versus David
David Martinez.
Martinez,
Yeah, for
winner gets
sure.
a title fight.
I was
for
about to say I don't mind that at all.
It's not that I think it's bad, but it's like just my point that like nobody's breaking that top 5.
No, yeah.
So unless you do like David and Song in a time frame where they'll turn around, it's like it's
Yep, that would be perfect because then you could do like Umar Piotr or like Umar Sean, something
Mhm.
like that, So then it's
Mhm.
like if Umar wins, then it's like okay, it would still suck for him to only have 2 wins. You know what I mean? Like going into a rematch against Merab, but at least at that point, it would be like fucking 5 fights later for Merab, and it would be at least over a year. You know,
which is crazy because it's literally would be 5 fights. Or no, it would be 4. But either way,
well, it'd be the 5th fight after. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that. Fuck it. Yeah, crazy. Yeah. That. But yeah, I knew we'd at least have over a year, so it would be something. And then hopefully at that point, then it's like, yeah, you got maybe Peyton ready at that point, you know, or then it's like they like at some point soon, hopefully, like I hope that it's after the Piotr fight, they just decide to like, okay, put that top of the division on ice, basically let Merab fucking go do some champ shit, whether I let it be back to back, he fucking moves up, fight Volk, whatever happens, even if he wins, vacates it, goes back down, and then fights Pantoja or something. Like, do literally, you know what I mean? Let 2026 just be 2 champ fights for him, and then you actually have possibly some contenders for 27. Like,
no, yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so 135 is a very awkward spot. Definitely worst case scenario that Umar got it done and not in super impressive fashion. And just to your point, Ginger, Mario had the biggest moments of the fight. So it's like, yeah, you get it done, but you fought a guy very back in the rankings that nobody gives a fuck about, and you didn't show anything to give anyone hope that you're gonna beat Merab or doing, you know what I mean? So it's like rough.
Slay.
So with Bantamweight being in this type of situation, is it now time for the Raul Rosas Jr. train?
What?
I mean, honestly, at this point, like if that, like I get it, like if that's what they really want to do and try, like, bro, like
honestly, like with the way, like I feel like he could potentially get some wins in that bottom end of the top 15.
Probably. It's like it's getting in a weird spot now of like, you know, people just getting pushed in and everything, that it's like it's becoming like him getting a win in the back end of the top 15 is way more reasonable because it's like some newer person coming up or whatever. It's not fucking Pedro Munoz that's fought 17 champions and fucking, you know, has fucking 17 hours of fucking octagon time, you know? Like it's fucking like yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens at 135. Either way, we got Merab at top, and it's fun whenever he fights, and that's where it's like, even though the kind of future of like good things is kind of fucked, it's still 135, and they're good fighters, so it's still going to be a lot of fun fights more than likely. So it's like, you know, it could be a lot worse.
No, yeah.
Speaking of a lot worse, though, this fight was fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
But my boy got it done.
Yeah.
He was robbed in his fight against Cyril Gane and lost the split decision. But he won this split decision against Jailton Almeida. They said, you do not win fights by laying on top. Fuck you.
The MMA gods shined down on Volkov that night.
Yep.
I mean, it's like, honestly, going out of it, it was like, damn, I don't know if he should have won that, but I don't give a shit. I'm so happy. But it's like, especially now looking after, because obviously it was like a pretty lackluster fight past the first round. But it's like, looking at the numbers, I'm like, no, they did it right. They saw better than I did in my delirium of no sleep, because it's like, for real, Jailton Almeida in round 3 had a total of 3 minutes and 42 seconds of control time.
That's a lot.
The total strikes thrown were 77 to 17 in favor of Volkov.
Yeah, landed. Volkov threw 82. Jailton threw 21. I'm sorry,
but yeah,
but
like
if you
landed
go 3 for 3 on takedowns, have almost 4 minutes of control time. You're telling me you can't land over what? Like you can't land 50 total strikes?
But instead you get outstruck by fucking 60 strikes by the guy on the bottom. And it's like, even like looking at the numbers, it's like Jailton landed 5 significant strikes in the 3rd round. 4 of them were in the clinch, where Volkov landed 6, and 1 of them were on the ground. So in that almost 4 minutes of control time and however much time on the ground, one significant ground strike.
He literally landed less significant strikes in the control time that he had. Like,
it's just outrageous, absurd. Volkov definitely deservedly won that fight, because it's like I said, all Jailton did was lay on top of him for almost 4 minutes, and he fucking didn't even land 20 strikes, as to where Volkov out here with 77 landed strikes.
Because watching the fight live, I definitely was like, all right, round 1 definitely went to Volkov. Round 2 went to Jayalton. Round 3, I was like, Volkov can win this fight. But I wouldn't be shocked if Jayalton got it, and then we get the split decision.
Because it's one of those things where it's like you said, looking at the stats especially afterwards, it's like, if you have the control time and you're on top, but you're literally not doing anything, and the other person is doing more, then it's like, they are going to win the fight. But it's like, even though we could see obviously that Volkov was landing a lot more strikes, nothing was really impactful or significant. So it was like, after 4 minutes of getting controlled, it's kind of hard to walk away feeling like, oh yeah, he won that, you know. But it's like, not mad at it at all. After the fight ended, I was just like, fuck it. I was like, fuck Jayalton, rob him. All 3 judges give Volkov 30-27, and let's call it a done deal. You know what I mean? And then as soon as they start going and they say the judge's name, I was like, holy shit, it's a split. And then they gave it to him, and it was like, good for fucking Volkov, man. Like you said, got robbed against Cyril and got the robbery this time. And not a robbery at all. It's like close fight, you know what I mean? But he got the nod. Let's fucking go, man.
Sucks that
that performance though. I'm sorry. What?
I was gonna say, it just sucks that the title fight went the way it did, because Volkov definitely would have been probably given the title shot, because he should have won against Gon and then won this fight. So but it is what it is.
For sure, but I know exactly where Jimmy was going to go with that, so definitely proceed with that thought.
It's like, with this performance, though, I have zero faith in his ability to do anything against, though. Like, because it's just one thing where it's like, obviously in the fight against Cyril, like, he should have won that, and it's like he was able to just like get the takedowns and everything, but I don't know. I feel like, especially if Cyril Gane goes into a rematch with Tom Aspinall, and Tom still is still unable to grab a takedown on him or anything like that, and Cyril Gane wins the fight, I don't think Volkov's taking him down at all in a rematch, and I feel like Cyril Gane's probably going to easily...
That's not true. In a rematch, I favor Volkov. In the trilogy, I still favor Volkov. But in a rematch with Tom, I don't know.
But rematch against Tom, because like we've said before, like Jayalton's takedowns are okay, but they're not the greatest. It's just heavyweights just tend to not have great takedown defense, and like, I just think Tom takes him down again and probably gets a sub again.
Yeah, because it's just like, with Cyril Gane, of like, the interest is he can move, he's athletic, he's fast. Volkov is big and slow and plotty and not athletic. Like, it was like Jayalton just running through on takedowns, and just watching like Volkov do his best to like just keep his feet like just moving, like with the pace, like no ability to be able to get his hips back in those moments. You know what I mean? So it's just like, definitely a very lackluster performance in that way. So I mean, maybe honestly, because with having to go back to the title fight, we could easily end up like, we got fucking, I know we'll talk about in the next one, but Ante Delija versus Waldo. Ante Delija goes out there and wins, could easily end up fighting Volkov. Goes and beats Volkov, he's fighting for the title.
That's true.
You want to know what? No, you want to know what's going to end up happening with Ante Delija? He's going to end up somehow, like, if he wins, he's going to end up fighting Curtis Blades, because that's how they like to do Curtis Blades.
Possible, but we'll see.
And actually, now I think about it, if they want to keep if Volkov wants to stay active or something, and he could also end up fighting Curtis again in a ring.
Yeah,
been a while since their fight.
True.
And honestly, like with the way Curtis has been looking, I think Volkov can win it.
No, yeah, definitely. Curtis's grappling hasn't been looking as good lately.
Just overall, he hasn't been looking good.
Yeah. We shall see, though. Happy that Volkov got it done, but we'll see how that all plays out.
Speaking of not looking good recently.
Yeah, bro, the main card opener, though. God motherfucking damn Azamat Murzakanov, man. This dude has got fucking thunder in his hands. It is crazy.
Yeah.
First round jab, gets Rakic out of there. It was absolutely perfect. Absolutely timed amazingly. Just right. Oh, yeah. It was so good. Because it was off the fucking feint of the takedown. That's what it was.
Yeah, he tried to.
I remember.
He was going for a feint for a takedown, try and come in with a Right
Yeah,
hand.
like
You can
tapped
see
into
the
the
hand
right.
start to come, and then all of a sudden, like, yeah, boom, goes
Right.
down.
Yeah.
I know that with like talking in the preview, you guys were definitely more confident in Rakic and like more on his side, and I was definitely leaning more towards Azamat. And it's like I definitely get in because even just like start of the fight, as soon as it goes, Rakic, leg kick, body kick, head kick, like just on the outside, using the legs, touching them, and it was like leading into it. It was just like, does Rakic get the knockout with the legs, or is it Azamat with the hands? And just showing off that ability right away. Goes in for 2 takedown attempts. Azamat, impeccable takedown defense on both of the attempts. It was,
and they weren't great attempts though. Like
They were not.
Yeah,
like Rakic was definitely just not looking great in them, and I feel like it was also like he was so much bigger than Azamat that the type what he was trying to do was just not good,
Yeah, because
Like,
I know the first one, it's like he just reached down on the single, and
Mhm.
because I remember how you guys were like, oh, that was like real far out, and it's like it was,
I guess he needed space to get low.
but it was like I was also surprised that at still how fast that he was able to grab it,
Oh yeah.
and then it's just like Azamat defends great, and I forget how exactly he entered on the. Was it just he went for a double? I think
I think went for a double.
He just went low, and then
Azamat reached over.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just really good to see, like just that takedown defense, it just moving, just trying to work on trying to get in on the inside against a bigger, taller, fighter, and just like I said on that fucking third one, the feint, just leg tap into the overhand, catches him with the jab, and it just covered up right away and done, man.
Yeah.
Like that.
No, yeah, it was great, and like the reason I said like when we were watching and like that first one that was really far out, it's just like one of those things where I was like, he can't be shooting far out like that because he got to it pretty quickly, but like it's so much easier to time them when you are that far out. You didn't set anything up beforehand. You didn't throw out a jab, then go for it or anything like that. There wasn't a setup to it, so it becomes easier and easier to time. So by the third one, he had that timing down, and that's why he was able to get it the way he was able to get it.
Yeah, man. That was it. I really did have that moment of like, damn, that fucking sucks for Rakic,
Oh yeah.
because it's like the fucking 4 in a row now, man. Like it is just so goddamn rough. Just some of the best people in the division he's just losing to. But I mean, for Azamat, that is definitely the way to insert yourself into the top of that division. Pretty sure at this point he's now on the second longest win streak in the division, only behind Carlos Ulberg, and it was I think since 21 or 22. Most finishes in the division, tied now with Poatan, Ulberg, and him.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, man, he has definitely inserted himself to the top of the division with fucking, really with fucking Yuri and Ulberg in for the title shot.
Because I was just gonna say, it's like he beat number 7. It's like you think they give him like Khalil at number 5?
Very likely.
That's very
it's
likely.
Like we have obviously no idea what's going on with Poatan, if he's gonna move up for his next fight, whatever. But obviously he's injured. He's gonna be out for a while. I also saw that Jamal Hill is injured and he's gonna be out for a while.
Nice.
So
that
he's
sucks,
so he's not an option at the moment. So it's like I just feel like Khalil Roundtree,
You think they
Jan's
tried to jump him up
booked.
to Magomed?
I mean, they could. But I feel like, Khalil Magomed, the only available people, and
well, like, because like the thing with Khalil is like you could kind of even throw him a little bit lower because like if like with Alonso Melifield, Volkan Ozdemir, that fight's happening, you got Bogdan versus Jan, like you could just see either however that fight goes, them being booked against Khalil as well. Like it just kind of all depends. Like I feel like I don't know whether like it's very interesting because you could go either option with that with Magomed or Khalil. I think they'd probably go Khalil, but I just wanted to throw it out there because of the fact that they don't like Magomed all that much. So throwing him to someone who's like, gonna be number 7, 8 after losing, I could see that.
No, because it's Bogdan Jan.
No, it's Bogdan. Is it Bogdan Jan? Pretty sure it was Bogdan. Am I wrong?
I think.
No, I think it's Bogdan Jan, yeah.
Because it's like I feel like with Azamat, they would give him Khalil over Mago because the UFC probably looks. Yeah, because the UFC probably looks at that as a much more winnable fight for Azamat. and that's just easy. Like they need new people, you know, and so then it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I feel like they, like you said, they don't like Magomed, so he could easily end up fighting, like depending on how it plays out, he could fight the loser of fucking Jan Bogdan something. You know what I mean? Maybe not even the winner. But it is so because it's like, yeah, like especially if Bogdan wins, then it's like now, like depending on how it's going, if fucking Poatan vacates, you get fucking Carlos Yuri for the vacant title. Winner, you know, if that ends up fighting fucking the winner of Khalil and Azamat, then it's like, yeah, fucking Bogdan beats Jan, he fights next, fucking, you know, it's just like you just have him fucking Mago fight back, and then it, you know, it's
yeah. There's just a lot of things that right now. There's just a lot of moving parts in the 205 division, so it could honestly go any which way.
Yeah, because I just looked it up to like double check. So Jamal Hill apparently has like no cartilage in his knee and had to get cartilage replacement surgery or some shit, and isn't looking to be back until the end of next year.
Yeah.
So end of 2026 is when he's hoping to be back.
That's crazy.
I was about to say
he's out of the picture for a while.
Yeah, he's kind of done in this division.
Yeah, he's 34 years old already. He's about to be out for over a year, and his last fight was in June. So realistically, that's know what I mean.
He's about to be dropped out of the ranking, just because he'll keep dropping lower and lower as people potentially move.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot going on at 205. We'll see how the top of the division plays out, mainly with how what ends up happening with the champion in Poatan. But we at least got some exciting prospects moving through, and hopefully some fun fights coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go. That is the UFC main card, the pay-per-view portion. Let's get on to the prelims.
Some pretty good prelims.
Yeah, a lot of fucking
all the bonuses were.
Ginger, let's start with you today. Which prelim fight or fighter specifically do you want to bring up and talk about? Let's go.
Dude, let's just start with what led us into the main card. Quinlan out here fighting Nasrat Haqparast. It was going, pretty good for how long it was going. Quinlan with some pretty bad takedown attempts.
Terrible takedown. No, you don't got to sugarcoat it. It's not pretty bad. Those were
but
dog shit. Dude, looked like he was
abnormally
moving through
bad.
Fucking 10 layers of mud. Like it was awful.
Yeah, and for somebody that actually got the 8 takedowns, I mean, he did go 8 for 23 on, but it's like they didn't look like that.
No, they didn't. But the striker was looking very good. Like he was on his own against Haqparast, and then head kick, headshot, dead. Oh my god, Nasrat is dead on the floor.
Yeah, bro. The way it had him, like the clear fucking, fucking the way Izzy was making fun of Poatan, like in that whole shit.
Yeah.
Literally like that though, fucking to a T. Just turned with it and face planted to the ground. Nasty works, dead, like you said. Thought we witnessed a death. Like,
and it took him a while to get up too.
Like when it started to take a bit, it's like it's one of those things where it's like, obviously that like you never hope that, obviously, and it's like that's very much the least likely outcome, but it's just like just rough KOs like that. It's just like, man, like just the fucking I just get up, man. Like you know what I mean? Like that was vicious. That was so out of nowhere. Like I on Tapology, I picked Nasrat by decision because I very much thought he was just going to be the better fighter all around and be able to win this on the feet, on the ground, whatever, just have the better skill set. And
and it's like he had only been knocked out one other time, and it was by Drew fucking Dober, who knocks out everybody, and he ground and pounded him out of there. It wasn't even a one-shot dead. Like Nasrat is tough.
Yep.
But it was just clean, shin to temple. Done.
Tried to get the hand up, went right over, hit temple, and just tree trunked right down.
I was just happy that he realized immediately, like, oh, he's dead. No follow-up needed. Walk away. Like
you can tell, especially like the way he fell. Like there's nothing you need to do at that point.
But shit, sometimes you never know. People in the moment not even realizing and just flowing with the motion because they didn't hear stop. Like maybe they do realize and they don't care because they weren't told stop. Like
look, sometimes it's super necessary, like.
Yeah.
Because you got, the Jorge Masvidal thing where he's just pissed off at Ben Askren, flying knee. Bink. Got Derek Lewis. I didn't hear stop against Curtis Blades.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. It just like, I get it. You go until the ref pulls you off because there are plenty of times people look like they're just out cold or whatever, and then they just fucking rise back from the dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, always nice when they don't go that extra
Exactly.
step. Yeah.
There are a couple where it's like pretty obvious, but like then you have like, because like you just said, like you have then the Jalen Turner versus Renato Moicano where he lands that clean straight right hand, he goes down, tries to walk off KO, and Moicano gets back up.
Yep. But yeah, that was absolutely vicious. Easily the best win of his career, and I'm pretty sure he called for a top 15 opponent next. And I like, bro, you deserve it. You go out there and beat Nasrat like that. Yeah, give him Roofy, man. Let's go, cook it.
That's the fight that I think should happen.
That's a fun one.
Roofy should not be in the top 15.
Yeah, not at all. So yeah, prove your spot. Let's go. Kate, how about you? What do you want to bring up from the prelims? So much good, so much fun.
I guess the next one to really bring up is the next bonus fight of the night, Ludovic Klein and Mateusz Rebecki. Like, that was such a good fight. Just back and forth banger. Ludovic Klein with the majority decision with the best scorecards that we've gotten, all three of them different, and every single one of them made sense. Chris Lee with the 29-28. There was a 28-27 and then a 28-28.
I love 28-27.
Yeah.
Because when it got called, we were all like, wait, did we hear a 28-27? Wait a minute. Okay, so
let's do some quick math.
So it's like for everybody that doesn't get it, it's just a 10-8 rewarded on both sides.
Yes.
That's how you get there. But so it's like, Ludovic with a 10-8 in round 2, like it makes sense. It wasn't the clearest of 10-8s that we've ever gotten, but makes sense. Giving Rebecki the 10-8 in round 3 makes sense. Yeah. Not giving a 10-8 on either side makes sense. Giving just a Rebecki 10-8 makes sense. Like all of those cards are correct. Every one of them.
Yeah. And that's the fun part about it. Just like, definitely was like hearing 28-27 for the first time. It's just like, okay. Interesting. Because then like you were bringing up, people were saying that's not even a scorecard that's possible, and people just not being able to do math is funny. But simple
it's like overall,
math.
It was just a fun ass fucking fight, just beating the shit out of each other. Really, Ludovic like doing Rebecki a dog and staying in there, but Ludovic is like getting a lot done in the first 2 rounds and then kind of losing that gas tank for Rebecki to come back and whew.
The amount of blood from this fight, and only one fighter was caught.
God. Bro, I totally forgot for a second about that fucking elbow that just.
Yeah. Well, even then, before that, like Rebecki was.
I know before that, but just that one that was dripping everywhere.
Looked like
it
paint.
Looked like paint was pouring out. Exactly. Like, so much blood. I almost forgot about that part.
No, there was a lot in that third. Like, it was just like, holy shit.
Yeah, but great fight of the night. Happy that they were able to get those bonuses. Like, good for them.
And then with Klein being on the ground in that third round, like the 10-8 just makes sense because like he had the ankle injury when he got taken down, like it pulled under him and shit.
Bro,
just like
I can't believe he even stayed in to survive that. Because the angle at which his foot was twisted is not an angle any foot should ever be at. So it's like, I know like Jimmy was getting frustrated while watching it live because it was like, bro, like fucking get your leg around, pull guard, like save yourself because you won rounds 1 and 2. Save yourself here. Don't get finished because like you don't have to get finished.
Smashed in half guard, and it's like, why are you not pulling guard?
Yes, and then we saw the replay of the way that he fell on his ankle, the way it twisted, and then when they called the fight, he was sitting on the stool. He got taken out in a stretcher. He's fucking in a wheelchair right now, like gonna go get it checked out. Like, dude's foot, ankle, knee, every knee down is fucked.
Like that was definitely like one of those things where it's just like, okay, that now makes a lot more sense.
Right. It's like, okay, that's why you weren't moving your leg. You couldn't fucking feel it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, exactly. And that's one of those moments where you kind of feel bad for Rebecki because even though like yes, he was dominating off the top half guard, got the 10-8, potentially could have gone a draw if Chris Lee had given him a 10-8. If he had just stood up, the fight would have been over.
Yeah. That's true.
Because Klein would not have been able to get up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Me
at all.
neither.
I just thought of it now, like when we were talking about it, and I was just like,
point.
"Oh yeah, Rebecki could have won." But
it's
that
like can't
fight.
even fault him because it's like we see it in certain
it's
like we see it in certain situations where it's like dude is cooking somebody's legs and they go to the ground and they're just like, yeah, sure, I'll go there, and it's like, stand up, bro. He can't stand. Why are you on the ground with him? But like, how are you supposed to know?
Yeah, there's no way he would have known that one.
Literally hopping on one leg, fucking punching at him. He goes for a takedown and loses the fucking decision. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely a great fight. Very fun at 155 pounds. We knew that would be a good one over
Oh,
3
yeah.
rounds
Oh, yeah.
if we got it. Yeah, let's go. For me, I'll bring up my fight of the night, Nathaniel Wood taking
Okay,
on
good. I was happy. I wanted
Delgado.
to talk
Yeah.
about that one too.
Th-
Yeah.
This shit was so fucking good, man. Because Delgado has looked extremely impressive in his few outings in the UFC. Monster in this division, absolutely huge. Big power, goes for it, just,
Mhm.
absolutely insane. Nathaniel Wood, good ass technical fighter at 145 pounds. I have very much enjoyed watching him compete over the years, even though he's a bit of a decision merchant. It's fine. I enjoy it, one of those things. But this was I just thought this would be a really tough test for Delgado.
Mhm.
Felt like it was very early in his UFC run to get a test like Nathaniel Wood. And very early in that fight, it was just like, bro, he's just going to do the same thing. Just go out there and absolutely blast through Nathaniel Wood. Had him so hurt, tried to get him out of there. Nathaniel Wood recovers, gets him hurt, both scoring knockdowns in the first round.
Yep.
Fucking first round, Delgado attempted 118 strikes, attempting 239 overall to 173 to Wood. Landing 99 Nathaniel Wood significant strikes did to 134 of Delgado. It was just an absolute back and forth scrap. I know afterwards you felt like, Delgado should have gotten it, but it was like I felt like Wood should have gotten it. Just felt like he was because first round obviously Delgado, but just felt like throughout the second and third he was just doing a little bit better. But such a good fight. I was happy for Nathaniel Wood to get the decision, and for Delgado, it's like rough weight cut came in. You know what was it? A pound he missed weight by?
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things you probably really fucking struggled to get it off of you and weren't able to, but it's like this is not a fucking bad loss at all. You put on a great fucking performance, and I happy for Wood, and I'm just like I can't wait to see Delgado out there again. That's
for sure.
100%.
And it's like it was a close fight. I wasn't like, I was
yeah.
talking a little shit for the funsies, but it's
Yeah.
like it's not like Nathaniel got the robbery win or anything like that. It was definitely
Yeah.
close, but yeah, at the end I was like, I feel like Delgado could have edged that win, but
yeah.
yeah,
No, yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. But
could have gotten his first decision win. He's 10-2, 10 finishes, 2 decision losses.
Nah, man, that's why they had to fucking preserve that 100% finish rate in his wins. You know what I mean? Just they had to.
Yeah.
But no, yeah,
Fair
it was
enough.
a good scrap, and yeah, happy that one played out to be fun.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then other than that, I feel like the only other real big mention is we had Ikram on the card, taking on the Iron Turtle. That was that was good and sad in different ways.
Yeah.
Iron Turtle definitely pushed fucking Ikram way harder than anyone else has in the UFC, forcing him to actually show out the fucking offensive grappling
went
in the UFC.
5-7 on takedowns.
Yeah, fucking crazy. But it really felt like in a few moments, if the Turtle, especially early on, if he just had confidence in his abilities, it really felt like he could have done a lot better and probably ended up getting a decision.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's just and then just as the fight went on, if he had a little bit more in some of the moments to just go for some punches, definitely could have put on some bigger shots on Ikram and possibly got him out of there. But it was a tough fight for him. Ikram got it done. Definitely deserved the win. But that was a decent scrap between the two of them.
For sure.
Mhm.
And a nice setback for Ikram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
And don't give him a top 10 opponent after that either.
Right.
No,
I
yeah.
forgot he had the Andre Muniz fight after the Whitaker one, honestly.
Me too.
No, yeah, same.
Whatever.
Yeah. Good for Ikram. Walter Walker did also get another heel hook. Tying
Four in a row.
Uzumar Paharis for 4 heel hook submissions in a row in the UFC. Pretty crazy, but
Usmar never got more than 2 in a row. But he found a better
I thought
division.
It was in a row. Okay, it's just gotcha.
No, it's just total heel hooks.
Yeah, in the UFC.
Yeah.
But 4 in a row. I mean, not against great competition.
I was about to say, Usmar Paharis was fighting in what, the middleweight division?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he was fighting in a better division at the time than what heavyweight is right now, especially this back end of the heavyweight division. Just not the same.
Yeah, but good for Walter, and we'll see what he does in his career. Other than that,
it is
that
hilarious
was,
that he has never got his first heel hook was in the UFC.
Nice.
So that's funny. I didn't realize that till now.
Absolutely beautiful. Let's go. That is all the good stuff to talk about on this card. Tapology went pretty damn good. Me and Kate forgot to do it up, and then it was like 3 minutes left before the card started, and I was like, oh shit, Tapology. Ran through that shit in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and I ended up first place out of me and Ginger and first place in the group. So hey, pretty damn good performance. I either got to do it a week in advance, or like 2 minutes before.
I wish I would have thought about Tapology the night before, because there was just no shot I was getting it done in the morning time.
Yeah.
Had already set up the fights, and I just didn't have my account up on Tapology, and I was like, well, I can't get in. There's no time for this.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ginger's fucking draft picks, bro. He got the best results possible.
Yep.
Going 1-1 and 1 no contest. Volkov wins, Mario loses, Tom obviously with the no contest.
Yep.
Slay.
Yeah, and didn't mention it, but that also, like, that being the no contest, the first ever time a UFC title fight has ended in, like, on the night in a no contest. Has never happened before, and it's Ginger's draft fighter.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's hilarious. The only other
record-breaking curses Ginger is offering out here to
That's
fighters.
True.
Yeah, apparently. The only other title fight to go to a no contest is Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier 2, and that was done after because Jon Jones failed PED test.
Yeah. So how poetic that after Cirogan loses the title fight to Jones, he goes out there and eye pokes his next opponent in title fight, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like Ciro's had a habit of almost getting eye pokes or getting eye. Because he definitely always has his hand.
Yeah, he's no one that's like he be throwing the cheats out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll do them. He gets you hurt. He'll smack a hammer fist or an elbow to the back of the head. You know what I mean? It's all
no.
good
Yeah,
fun.
he's definitely got.
Yeah. But let's go. That is everything for this episode of the podcast. I hope everyone enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did. And we will catch you on the next one, previewing an absolutely banger of an Apex card for my birthday. Let's go. Peace out, everyone.
Yeah, dog.